brothers and sisters, my generals, salute. And I salute those that stand with it and stand connected to that righteous, divine spirit deep within. And welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. Current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that views, salute. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day and listening to a brother, because there are many great brothers and sisters out here, as well as in our families. It's a beautiful thing, you know, when we can have gratitude and just be thankful. As I always say, brothers and sisters, be grateful for more. And man, wake up and be thankful and grateful and for more before our feet touch the floor. It's a wonderful place to be. It's not easy to get to, but if you have this divine state, deep, because it goes deep within, be thankful and salute yourself and salute to others that has helped us on this journey, brother or sister, family, because we have those in our families that has helped us. I have those in my family that have helped me. You know, we always honor thy ancestors, you know, melanated brothers and sisters that guide us to the divine state that we are in right now. And I will always be thankful for that. I don't care what I'm going through. I will never be in no pity party and be down. No, we are meant to be powerful. We are meant to share our gifts and be a righteous impact on this world the best way we can, as long as we what, brothers and sisters, not hurting ourselves or hurting others, because hurt is just going to come back, you know. So don't go around hurting people, you know. We have a challenge we have to work with or deal with. Don't affect no one else with it. Deal with it in our silent moments, and then we come back out fired up, because a divine mind shines through every season. And just look down through your life, look at others' life that we are connected to, because when we're at a right state, after we went through the layers, we'll be connected to the righteous, divine brothers and sisters, and some that might not even know that they're divine, because a true divine brother or sister don't think about, you know, how good they are or what they can do or their abilities. We just do it, right? You know, and it teaches that when we have a divine mind, I'm talking about a true, real, genuine divine mind, that deep God spirit, deep within, real God, not that false shit, you know, things that center us and keep us focused on what? Reality. And it's good to do this when we talk and we're going through challenges, you know. That's why I got this on my banner, you know. Divine minds shine through every season. Divine mind or divine minds, you know, because this is a collective thing, because it's a lot of us. It's that out there, brothers and sisters, young or old, that have a genuine, great, superb divine mind, because we have mastered oneself. Man, that's the best gift in the world. I don't care what job we get, what money we win, lottery, the best phone, how many followers we have, subscribers, and being known, a public and popularity and trends and blah, 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 all this shit. But man, when you finally, over all this shit, all these things in this world, when we finally, brothers and sisters, man, master oneself, emotions, impulses, instincts, knowing what to do, what not to do. We do these things so we can anticipate things for what? So we can have a great life. And as I said, positivity equals better health, and it's good for the immune system. It's beautiful, you know. Positivity can't fix everything, but it damn sure helps. And when you have a divine mind, you're on a straight and, as much as we can, straight and narrow path. You know, we see that future. You know, we make way for the future. We don't let toxicity stop us. You know, and it's a quote, a saying that I want to say. It's not my saying, but I think we could incorporate this in our lives, and some of us have seen it. And, you know, those who block, I've said this before on a podcast. I talked about evil entities, turning our back on evil entities. If they can't be taught, you know, whether it's, I'm mostly talking about person, but a lot of times, especially these days, person is connected to an entity, especially if they got some kind of status or, you know, but a lot of times it's something ailing a person deep within, brother or sister, that they haven't dealt with, some type of dysfunction that makes for some kind of behavior. Because I've been there, you know. That's why you always say we got to go into that core, you know, and so we can manifest great things. And we are in our flaws and things we trying to fix. We look at ourselves like a project, you know, make it a fun thing, make it an exploring thing. Sometimes some of our flaws and ticks can be funny, you know. Learn to have a sense of humor and laugh at ourselves. Everything don't have to be so serious and drama and no, always have to be like that. Cause like I've said, and I'll say that saying. I don't think I said the saying I was gonna say, but I'll say it in a minute if I didn't say it. But cause I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest, so forgive me if I get to rambling a little bit. But when you, man, it's just a wonderful, wonderful place to be when you can just breathe and be who we want to be who we are, you know, and just be honest, you know, as I said, not be so serious all the time and everything's always had to be drama. Cause becoming aware and having a heightened self-awareness, it can be a very amazing thing. But the flip side is, because remember, we always got to have reality, you know, but the reality is it can be uneasy. It can be uncomfortable, you know, because it's a lot of stuff that a lot of us, some of us, bury within and don't want to deal with it. Now, this for me too now, but I've done this, you know. We have to get it. That's kind of the challenging part. But when we get through that, the amazing part will come. You know, great things always come when those put forth the effort. Those who do have a true, genuine, divine heart deep within their soul. You know, great things will always come when you put out great things. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's always come back to the individual, the circle of life, excuse me. It always going to depend on how we are with ourselves. To me, I like exploring myself, you know, oneself. It's beautiful. That's how I look at it. I'd make a joke out of it. I'd be funny, you know, and I'm not always, you know, the only time I'm really focused and serious is when I'm on the job, brothers and sisters. That's when I'm focused because, you know, I'm mentally off the grid. I talked about that on the podcast. But that's how I am when I'm on the job. And, of course, I've heard advice and teachings and stuff about the workplace. We all know about the workplace, the system, all these things, you know. So, like I say, when I'm at work, I'm on autopilot. You know, my mind will be in Africa. You know what I'm saying? It'll be somewhere else. You know, we can do that with ourselves if we are in tune with that divine spirit deep within. That's the only way we're gonna be able to see the things we need to see and not the things that are unnecessary. You know, and as I said, I feel sorry for, you know, I truly do. I don't mean that to sound sarcastic. I really do feel sorry for individuals, brothers or sisters that are just lost. I'm gonna say it like that, you know, and haven't found their way yet, you know, especially if they're up in age. It's a sad thing to see, especially when they can't see it and they have a little ignorance and, you know, and it just going off worldly things. They're really not tapping into that deep their spiritual self, and they're only going off the surface and physical and throw a little narcissism in there. Whew. As I said, you know, I think I said that on a podcast I did last night. It's, man, and a lot of times we have to ask our own self questions, because I've asked myself this. I was like, am I a narcissist? You know, and I test myself, and, you know, I don't think I am, but I just kind of ask myself that, keep myself right, make sure I don't want to get to the place where, you know, I think I'm right all the time and everyone else is wrong, you know, because that's the most humbling, that's the most wonderful thing in the world. That's a good gift to have too. When we're wrong about something, like, okay, yeah, I was wrong on that, you know. But a lot of times when we're seeking righteous things, we have a divine mind. We're not in that space where we're wrong. A lot of the times we are right, but it's very impactful, and we ascend when we accept when we are wrong, because it's not our job to correct people, right? So they have to correct themselves, you know, if they can be corrected. If someone can be taught, we teach them. If they can't, then we have to let that great divine give them that spiritual spanking, because everybody gets it. But one thing I've experienced on this life, when you stick to the right things and be as right as we possibly can, the spiritual will come. You know, that godly spirit deep within, real God now, it will come. You know, when we stay in that right space, you know, we have to live this, see it, you know, acknowledge those that helped us along the way. That's another great thing that Mother Nature, great divine, Father Time loves. You know, when we do connect collectively and remember those that helped us on this journey, I don't care what it was, anything, that sparked us and motivated us to keep going. And I always got to throw that righteous in there. Righteous motivation. We got to be motivated by the right things. That's why we can't let a lot of things pull on us and pull us away from this path that a lot of us are on, because one doesn't care what challenge one goes through. I would never let nothing stop me from doing something that keeps me alive and keep me breathing, which is, harboring positivity, being positive through the storm. Because remember, positive is a means for a better life. It doesn't mean everything is going to always be easy, but it's good for the inner. We all know positive energy, it's so wonderful when you harbor that. Now that's a great thing to harbor, positive energy. And I want to say this phrase or this saying I was going to say a few minutes ago. Those who block, if I didn't say this, I might have said it already, but those who block the path of righteousness, and I said this on a podcast, as I was going to say, about turning our backs on evil entities. Those who block the path of righteousness, thou shalt be no mercy. Because once something evil or a devil or demon or any narcissistic being, entity, person, once they have went against it, and when those of us that have a divine mind have done everything in our power to show this individual, if it's a person, we've done everything in our power to show them, and we've shown them examples, and they know it and see it and feel it, and they still don't learn. I'm talking about individuals, brother or sister, that could be of age, and they're healthy, not handicapped, nothing wrong with them, and they're not willing to learn and still doing like childish like things, then there should be no mercy, because it's out of our hands. Once a individual is evil within, I'm talking about evil rotten to the core, there's no more we can do for them. The great divine will take control anyway, because we have to stay focused on those that do want to learn, those that do want to come out of the struggle, those that do want to change, because those that I have come across along in this life, and that could be in the world, online, my family, I'm telling you, when you're righteous, you'll connect to the right ones in the circle. Of course, you'll attract the toxic person, place, or thing too. But when we have mastered our emotions, as I like to talk about, and learn to assess things and not let things trigger us or take us off our course, because that's the negative force's job, right? But it is our job to be relentless with this positive energy, because it's easier for some to be evil and bad, because it's too much work to go to be positive. For some individuals, they're too lazy to be positive, so they think their easy route being bad and negative and petty. And I'm talking about individuals that do this, bro. This could be any space. It doesn't matter what status. It's all about the toxic mindset. If you have it, it's going to show, and you can try to hide it and cover it. Some of us should know this, but we in the age of knowing, we should know better. And some of us carrying around this religion and doing every damn thing under the sun. That's why I got out of Christianity. That's the very reason why I got out of Christianity. Because I'm telling you, some of the worst individuals are in the Christianity. I'm not beating up on it. I'm just keeping it real, telling it like it is, And some of the worst individuals be in that damn Christianity. Real talk. Because I have to say, brothers and sisters, when I stepped into one's divine self and got out of religion and the box of Christianity, and all they do is make you feel guilty and give up all your money and all that old mess. Once I got out of it, I became greater. I became more confident. I didn't feel guilty all the time and all that. And I just blossomed, and I embraced one's flaws. That's what we have to embrace, our flaws and our ticks. Like I said, make a joke out of it. Make it funny. Make our body an adventure. Mind, body, and soul. See, hear, and feel. And we already know what the center of all this is. Our psyche. We can make it a fun thing. Like I said, doesn't always have to be dramatic and ooh and all that. Fuck all that. We in this life to live and breathe and breathe life into others. That's what it's about. Not getting stuck in small petty arguments and dumb shit. Like I said, be thankful if that great divine has given you eyes to see the great overall picture, because that is the greatest gift, man. And that's the gift that I always keep on giving, when you're able to see the bigger picture of things. And It's something that I learned from a great teacher. One of the first brothers that I started listening to, probably about maybe 15 years ago, something that, I say from time to time, that he taught, that he used to say in his lectures, like when we're watching TV or social media or situations in our lives, always look in things and not just at it. Man, we'll go so far in life like that. Real talk. And I want to give an example. I'm telling you, divine minds shine through every season. We blossom and we beautiful in the spring, and we are on fire in the summer. And then we cultivating and fueling up and getting ready for the winter. And we become stronger in the winter. That's why I got this on my banner. Through any season, divine mind always shine. And I've experienced this in my life, my family's life, other brothers and sisters' life, in the world or online. We always shine. We shine through because we have mastered thyself. When we master thyself, nothing can fuck with us. I'm telling you. Because, again, like I say, what centers me? Great divine runs all this. So how dare we give our power away to something that is insignificant to that higher force, that higher supreme being, and Mother Nature, Father Time. So, and I want to go back to the example I want to give when we have finally, mastered oneself and understand each individual we come in contact with, whether brother or sister. Now, I talked about I went abstinence, and I'm not having, I don't care if I ever have sex anymore. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to just give myself away to everybody anymore, brothers. That's how we got to be. We got to treat ourselves like gold. And it's not about being cocky or nothing like that. No, it's about loving thyself to the pit of the soul. Real talk. So when you love yourself, you'll love another, if they deserve our love. So I want to speak on this example I want to give, So I'm preserving oneself because when we preserve ourselves, we can see when we're not mixed and mangled up in lust and what we want and all that crazy crap. So your sister that I met, and she's beautiful, and of course I have a little attraction for her and I kind of like her, and you learn from every individual we go into or thing we encounter. Look at it as a learning tool. Understand what our sisters have been through or what they go through. So I think about these things and it keep me from jumping off old impulses I used to have and wrong emotions. Back in the day, when some of us brothers, our mindset were a little different. When like say, hey baby, how we don't say hey baby, but you try to talk to a girl and they don't want to be bothered, and our first emotion is F that girl and blah blah blah. So I don't do that now, but I'm just saying, and I'm bringing that up because it's wonderful how when we transform, see, that's the amazing part of becoming self-aware. Because remember, there's a suffering part, righteously suffering. Then there's an amazing part, and that's the amazing part. That's when you'll see that it's worth it studying, having a divine mind and understanding and being empathic and putting ourselves in another person's body. Literally, in their lives and seeing why they're the way they are. So I learned this from this sister that I communicate with sometimes. And I had to think about what she had been through, the knucklehead she have came across, So I don't want to be another knucklehead. So, and I communicate with her and told her I understand the things you've been through. And it just reminds me of a song, we all know who sang it, Dust Yourself Off and Try It Again. She said, this is one of my favorite artists. I don't like saying names, but she's no longer with us. May she rest in peace and in power. And remember she said, dust yourself off and try again. Just dust yourself off and try again. Y'all, we all know what song that is. I just don't like to say names. But that song came on when I was having this situation with this sister, and I thought about it, like, yeah. And like it's like you have a little conversation with yourself. It's like, what about the next time, E? Just keep communicating. You can't. Everything isn't gonna happen when. That's the mistake that not all brothers now, that some of us brothers make when we're dating or we like a sister. We get this image we build up in our mind, and the sister don't know nothing that's going on in our mind, and we build this thing up with her, and then we end up getting our heart broke. So that's what I learned not to do. I go into situations now, if I'm dating or something, and I go in it with a little understanding, because then we can, as I said before about dating, then we can see the good in her, the flaws, or things that she's battling with. Then you'll have an aha moment, like, oh, that's why she acted like that, or that's why she did this, or that's why she come off a little standoffish. Because sometimes I can come off a little standoffish, but it's nothing. That's just, I come off like that, but I'm a genuine positive brother, but I'm just saying that's how she was. It had nothing to do with me. So now, and we still communicate, and I'm telling you, situations like that sometimes spiral and get out of control, and we miscommunicate. And some brothers that do it, I'm not saying all brothers do this though, but jump off the wrong emotions and then the person, we're not talking to that person, all over because we built this image up of this person in our mind. So that's why we have to study. Man, that's the real reason why we master oneself. So we don't, end up having toxicity and in denial, and we're not seeing what we're doing, and we either see how we're affecting others or don't care, and when you're toxic, narcissistic, and all you care, you think you're right all the time and everybody else is wrong. Woo wee. That's the worst prison one can be in, because that's worse than any jail. When you a prisoner of their own mind. Ooh, and I truly do feel sorry for people like that, because and we all know why, especially melanated brothers and sisters, why some of us are like this. And I say this from time to time. Most of us, if not all of us, melanated brothers and sisters, come up through some kind of conditioning. And excuse me. And I say that a lot because it centers me and it helps. That's why, like I said, I use that in every individual I encounter, whether brother or sister. I'm talking about somebody outside of my family, that I'm not related to. So that centers me, because I know all of us have come up through some kind of conditioning, this system, and it's some of us is just either don't want to realize it or don't realize it. But those that have finally mastered themselves and came into themselves, divine minds shine through every season. And it's wonderful when we go through those seasons. Again, like I say, we blossom in the spring. Man, we're on fire in the summer. We cultivating and getting ready in the winter. And we become stronger in the winter. You know what I'm saying? Be like the winter, We flow with nature, flow through everything. No devil can mess with a divine mind that's solid. Real talk, I'm telling you. We just have to stick with it, have the art of anticipation, and stick to this cause and stick to that righteous spirit that we feel every morning. Because I know we feel it every morning we wake up. Most brothers and sisters that have a divine mind deep within their soul, they feel it in the morning, because I feel it every morning. Even if I'm not speaking, I still feel that divine inspiration, because a deep thinker, a person that's a deep thinker and really wants good things for the world, humanity and culture, melanated culture, we always have divine thoughts all the time, and it's wonderful, but we have to learn to organize them, because things not going. You just keep yourself in an anticipation mode, because you never know what's going to happen from day to day, but that great divine does. So that's why we stay in a right space, because we don't know what's coming down the line, but that great divine always knows. As I said, brothers, and always say, great divine knows us better than we know ourselves. So I just wanted to give that little advice, and I really salute my sisters. I've learned from them. I even learned from the toxic ones. But it's not my job to correct you. You have to correct yourself. I had to do it. Many others have to do it. There's no exceptions to learning yourself. It's good to learn from others, get advice from others. If we do need help from the outside, trusted help now. Somebody we trust, can be another toxic. We have to be careful. We have to get that real help, and but it's always going to come back to that circle of life, brothers and sisters. Always going to have to help oneself, Can't help no one if they don't want to help themselves. That's the way it go, because I will let no devil or toxic individual or person, place, or thing stop what that great divine has given me. Because, I've gotten a lot of things from brothers, sisters, I'm talking about advice and things and, family and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, the greatest gift overall is life. And that's what the great divine has given me and all of us. So I will always hold a high honor for that great divine, Mother Nature, and Father Time. Because Father Time keeps us looking young. If we appreciate it, cultivate it, along with doing other things, you know, but that's one way, you know, and having gratitude and being grateful, keeping that positive energy, harboring deep within. Let's let that positive energy flow all through our body, up and down our spine. I don't give a damn what's going on, you know. Pay petty shit no freaking mind. As I said, a divine mind shines through every season. Salute.